Welcome everyone to the book of Job. Hopefully yesterday you had a chance to listen to the Bible Project's summary video. Again, recommend these videos if you're studying other books of the Bible or just reading through the Bible. To have a picture of the whole of what you're about to read is a great tool and resource to have, and the Bible Project does a great job visually and just summarizing. So we're going to be going through the book of Job over the next few weeks and taking a few chapters at a time, largely structuring it in kind of sections of, today will be chapters 1 and 2, and then Job speaking and a response of his friend, and that cycle, each kind of Job and response, and we'll get through the end, and then we'll hear God's response to all that has gone on. Remember, the book of Job is not about answering the question, why is there suffering? It's a good question to ask. It's a question often we do ask. But the book of Job takes that question and really it puts God at the center and the question, is God just? Even though there is suffering. And in these first two chapters, which again, I hope you've read before viewing this, or maybe you read it afterwards, either way. But the role of the Satan or the Satan, kind of the Hebrew pronunciation, there's no right or wrong. The Satan in ancient courts, like royal courts, there was a figure who was the adversary. And their role was to, if the king had an idea or, if there was kind of a proposal that was going forward, the role of the adversary in those royal courts was to challenge the conventional thinking or to challenge the thoughts of the king. Now, in a healthy system, a healthy Satan was one that would kind of just, have you thought everything through? Have you thought about it from this side? And so, ironically, the Satan was kind of like a devil's advocate, kind of playing the opposite side to try to get a good thought or a good idea or good implementation. There's a part where in the bigger picture of the scriptures, we know that there's, the Satan role, figure, person, being is one who's looking to destroy, who's looking to be destructive. And so there is that aspect as well, but just remember that this is, some people ask, well, why is Satan in heaven? In the ancient worldview, there was this role for this figure that was, in a healthy context, if the adversary figure was acting for the good interest of the king, they were doing it for the benefit of the king. But as we see in the broader picture of scripture, it's this fallen figure who was part of the royal court, right? Satan is one of God's angels who is acting for his own glory, not for the glory of Yahweh. Anyways, the test in Job is really not about Job. It's actually about God. Is God worthy of trust? Even if he doesn't give a good life, a prosperous life. The challenge in the book of Job is really, is God worthy of following, even when following him isn't making sense, even when we're not seeing benefit or prosperity from it. We need to remember God is the main character of the Bible, not us. And so even when human beings are at the center of the story, the real central figure is always God. When we make Job, the book of Job, about suffering, we kind of start making the story more about the human condition. That's part of it. It's not to minimize that. But if all we look at is the human condition, we'll actually miss what the book of Job is trying to teach us and to help us to ponder. Also wanted to mention Job's response versus his wife's response. Job's response is about God. His wife's response is about Job. She goes, curse God and die. Why hold on to your integrity? If you're suffering, well, what's God doing for you? What's God done for you lately? Why keep trying to live a good life? Just tell God, you're going to live life your way now. Following his way isn't doing anything for you. You might as well try your way, or you might as well do what you want to do. You're going to suffer anyways. All those ideas are kind of reflected in this answer. Make life about you, Job. But Job wouldn't have that. Integrity in life with God was more important, most important. When the going got tough, Job wasn't going to leave God. And what we'll see through the book of Job is that suffering did cause Job to wonder about the integrity of God, the justice of God. And what we'll see as well is it's okay to have those questions. It's okay to have those doubts. There is a healthy way to handle them, and that's in taking them to God. Even when we might be wrong in some of our assumptions or understanding, we come down to the root that God is for us, God is with us, God is unto our very best. And that doesn't mean that everything's going to go right in this life. There's a bigger picture at play because there's a bigger God who's at the root of it all. I hope this encourages you that no matter what you're going through, it's okay to have doubts. It's okay to have questions. It's okay to feel like Job is going to express at times. We bring it to God. That's what the Psalms show us. That's what Job shows us. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious to you. And today, would you know his peace? God bless.